3 years after the verdict watched by millions, Alex Murdaugh will get a new trial. Today, the South Carolina Supreme Court overturned his murder convictions. In 2023, the disbarred attorney was convicted of shooting and killing his wife and son. This case received massive nationwide attention and spawned series on Netflix and Hulu, as well as countless podcasts. The court's 5-0 ruling in his favor cited improper conduct by the county clerk during his murder trial. The 57-year-old, however, will remain in prison where he is serving a 40-year sentence for separate financial crimes. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman joins us now to break all of this down. Katrina, how did the justices say that this clerk influenced the jury?
Jerika, the justices say what this clerk did is unprecedented in South Carolina. And what they say she did was she made comments to at least some of these jurors. For instance, one of them said that she told them to look at Murdaugh's movements. This was right before he testified, to watch him closely. When the jury began deliberating, she said, this won't take us too long. So there were a number of comments she made. At least a few jurors seemed to hear them. And the Supreme Court justices said that basically she put her hands on the scale of justice.
Does it sound like it was on purpose, or do you feel like she's sitting at home right now going, that wasn't my intent?
Well, Jerika, what they say is she was writing a book called Behind Closed Doors, and supposedly she thought a guilty verdict might help her book sales. She denied that in court, but she was found to have perjured herself regarding showing some sealed documents to the media. So essentially, she was supposed to be the person taking care of this jury, the officer of the court, someone who is credible and really making sure a case like this moves forward properly. And instead, they feel like she provided this outside influence on the jury that took away the fairness and impartiality of the jury and the trial process, which is core to our judicial system.
Important job. Were there any other things that justices pointed to in their decision?
Yes, so they also mentioned Alex Murdaugh supposedly had some financial crimes that the state brought in as motive for the murders of his wife and son. The justices felt like the state went too deeply into that, so if there's a retrial, they're only going to be allowed to bring it in a little bit. It is important to note that he did plead guilty to both state and federal financial crimes, so he's not getting out of jail anytime soon. He's serving up to 40 years in prison for those financial crimes, even with these murder convictions thrown out for the moment.
Yes, so many people had their eyes locked into this case.
And we'll have to relive it now through a retrial.
Okay, Katrina Kaufman on the case. Thank you so much.